Hey everyone, thank you for joining me. I am starting a series on time management, and this is part 1 of our series, and we are going to break this series up into 1 or 2 tips at a time so that you don't get overwhelmed and you can actually take the time to try to implement some of these things and hopefully make your life just a little bit easier. If you don't know who I am, I'm Lorraine Murray with Lorraine Murray Fitness, and I wanted to talk to you about something I know many women and many families struggle with, and that I struggle with too. So first and foremost, do not think I'm an expert on time management. I am just a mother of 2 kids and a wife, and I am living the life trying to be a work-at-home mom and figure this out as I go. But what I'm figuring out, I wanted to share with you guys. So I wore my shirt today that says, "Do your best and forget the rest." You guys can't see it that well. And I want you to remember this as we start our series, because we are not perfect. No one is perfect, and you're never going to be perfect. So we have to accept that and continue moving on, even if our day doesn't go the best that it could possibly go. So I'm gonna jump right in here. The first thing, tip number 1 I have for you is create a schedule. Now, I am a mom that hates the word schedule because up until about 2 years ago, I stayed at home without working at all, and I had the freedom to do what I wanted when I wanted because my kids weren't in school yet. But here we are, and I have 1 in kindergarten and 1 in preschool. My husband works. I now work at home as a fitness coach, and I have learned the importance of having a schedule. But I don't like the term schedule because those can be broken. I do, however, like the term routine a little bit more. So I will probably use those interchangeably, and they mean the same thing. You have to have a plan, guys. In order to make your life a little easier and your time be used a little more wisely, you need a schedule or a routine. You can't just fly by the seat of your pants and actually get the things done that need to be done. So the first one that we're talking about is routine. And when I'm talking about this, I'm talking about you guys need to schedule your days. It doesn't have to be exactly from 7 to 7:17, we're going to eat breakfast. I'm not talking that, but you do need to have a schedule that you're going to follow so that you can actually put check marks by that and make sure that you're getting the things accomplished that need to be done. So ideas of what goes on a schedule and what I put on mine. My kid has to be to school at 7:30 and she leaves the house by 7:15. So, we get up at 6:30. By 6:40, she's eating breakfast. By 6:50, she's getting dressed. Yes, she doesn't eat very much for breakfast. By 7:50, she's getting dressed and, trying to just get awake. 7 o'clock, she's in the bathroom brushing her teeth. 7:10, we're putting shoes on and grabbing backpacks and jackets. And 7:15, my husband and her are out the door. So our morning schedule goes a lot like that. Then I have the same type of routine for my other daughter who goes to preschool a little bit later. So you're going to want to have a school routine, a morning routine, or schedule that you're going to, make sure you're out of the house on time, that the kids are brushing their teeth and taking care of their personal needs, like using the restroom, getting their backpacks ready. I pack lunches in the morning because my kids eat very simply and we have time to do that. If I know it's going to be a busy morning and we're on a rush schedule, I do pack those the night before. Other things you want to be scheduling, schedule your errands. Pick a day that you know you have time that you can get out of the house, either A, if you're like me without kids, or B, it's a good time for you guys to go together and get those things done. Errands include like going to the post office, going to the grocery store, buying, heading to Target for a trip of essentials that you need. Whatever those errands might be, getting your hair cut, going to the doctor, all of those things. Schedule that in so that you know what day works best for you and when you're most likely to be able to complete all of those tasks on the day so that you feel like you've gotten that accomplished for the week. Other things that you're going to want to consider to put on your schedule or in your routine is meal planning. I know that's a huge one. That's a whole nother series we can talk about. But meal planning saves you so much time. That might be a whole topic just in time management. But schedule meal planning. My husband and I have gotten down to a routine where on Sundays in between church and our church group in the evening, we meal plan. We prep breakfast for him and I. We grill chicken. We cook up vegetables, things like that. And it saves so much time during the week. So that's something to consider putting on there. Don't forget to add in after school activities or activities at the school. sporting events. Don't forget those date nights, guys. I can't tell you the last time my husband and I have been on a date because we don't schedule them. That is something that's going in my book, and we are going to start having date nights because I know the importance of it. Don't forget to schedule in your work if you're a stay-at-home mom that has started a business, or you work out of the home, or you work from home for your job. Don't forget to write that in because it's that important, and you need that time to solely focus. You know, whatever that works for you. I try to do that when my kids are at school, so I have quiet time like right now so that I can talk to you. Some other things, don't forget to schedule your household chores. I know that sounds kind of silly, but how many of us get stuck on not being able to do those other things because you look around your house and you see the piles of laundry or the shoes all over the place or the kitchen, you know, the dinner plates from last night. If you're scheduling those chores, you're going to know when those need to be done. You're going to set a time limit on how much time you're going to give yourself to get those done, and then you're going to move on to your next task, your next chore, your next activity for the day, because you cannot spend all day keeping your house clean. And those little rugrats, at least mine, can destroy a house so fast that I've had to accept that my house is never going to be the showroom house. But you know, we get laundry done and we get meals cooked and our dishes done and things like that. And life is fine and we're all surviving. So just schedule those chores in there. And going with that, we're going to jump into our next tip for today. We're just doing 2. And the second tip for today is to delegate. And the reason I want to jump from household chores to delegate is because, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot do it yourself. You cannot. You cannot run your household, be a mom, be a wife, or run a business. You cannot do it all on your own. So just stop trying. But let me tell you a little secret. Those little children of yours, no matter how little they are, as long as they can walk and pick something up, they can help you. So one of my next tips for you guys, and the thing that I'm learning as my kids get older, is delegate some of those chores to your children and to your husband. Now, I deal with a lot of people that struggle with their husbands sometimes coming home and thinking they need to do things around the house. But let me tell you, ladies, they can do it. They're big boys and they can do it. But I don't suggest you just throwing a to-do list at your husband and saying, go do it. I do suggest that you sit down with your family, your kids, your husband, your spouse, whoever it is, sit down with them and make a plan for this as well. You know, you're going to write a list of the chores and things around the house that you need to do. You know, maybe your husband doesn't know how to cook. First of all, I would teach him so that he can cook sometimes. But maybe you're going to take over the cooking and the laundry, at least part of the laundry. And I say part of the laundry because your kids can fold, and if nothing else, your kids can put their own clothes away. I promise they can, and so can your husband. But, you know, say you do laundry and say that you're in charge of grocery shopping. Maybe your husband's in charge of mowing the grass, taking out the trash, and unloading the dishwasher, okay? Your children, they can help you. My little 4-year-old who pretends that she can't do a single thing cleaned my entire living room the other day. I had never seen her fold a blanket, and she folded like 5 of them because she knew, she could tell that I was over it, I was done, and I needed help. And she did a remarkable job. Were my blankets perfectly folded and nice and neat and, you know, didn't affect my OCD? No, but guess what? I didn't have to do it. And you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with things not being perfect. And if you struggle with that, that's something you guys have to work on, because if you do, your life and your blood pressure are going to be way better. So, you know, find age-appropriate chores. You can search Pinterest. I can create a list for you guys of chores that kids at certain ages can do. But kids can put their clothes away in their drawers very easily. They can pick up their toys and put them away. They might get thrown into one bin instead of all organized like you would want it, but they can do that, and it's one less thing you have to do. So delegate tasks out to family members. Don't try to run this show on your own because you can't do it all. You're going to get so run down and be so frustrated that you're just going to sit in the corner and eat chocolate and cry if you're like me. No, I don't really cry, but I do eat a lot of chocolate. So tip number 1, schedule. Schedule out your life just so you know what's going on and you have a plan of how you're going to tackle it. Break it into categories, break it into different things inside and outside of the house and everything that you can think of. Break it down and have a plan of how you're going to conquer those things. Tip number 2, delegate to your family. Don't try to do it all on your own. Sit down as a family, decide who's going to do what, and how often, daily, weekly, monthly, and then stick to it. Hold each other accountable and stick to it. And watch your life start to slowly get easier for you and less stressful, and actually less stressful for the whole family, because you guys have a plan and you all know how it's going to roll. You all know how it's going to take place every day or every week or every month. And you're going to feel that stress be relieved off of you. So before I get off of here, I wanted to give you 3 apps that I use fairly regularly and what I use them for, and then 2 other ones that I found that I wanted to mention, but I can't say that I've actually used them. So the 3 that I use is Cozy. I think that's how you pronounce it, is Cozy. And it's great for family planning. You can coordinate your calendars and make people different colors. So like every appointment, you can have it as mom, dad, kid 1, kid 2. And you can just look at an overall calendar and see what's going on for the month, whose activity it is, whose appointment it is, whose task it is. You can create grocery lists on there. You can put recipes in there. It is just a total app that has everything you could possibly really need. And there's a free version and a paid version. I just use the free one for now. I don't need the other one yet. But that one's a great one. My other one, I am horrible at housekeeping. I hate cleaning. And I don't even think of the things that you need to clean outside of laundry, dusting, and vacuuming, and like cleaning your kitchen. I don't think of those things. So I use the app called Fly Lady, and she's fantastic. Their app is amazing. It will tell you, you can go by theirs, or you can add your own daily tasks that need done. You could do that for each kid as well, the way you set it up, and they could, check it off as they go on your phone, or you could create a chart for them or whatever you want to do. But it gives you daily tasks to do, and you can add and subtract whatever you want. And then there's also zones, and it's like clean your front porch, and it tells you everything you need to do to clean your front porch, like the cobwebs, things that you don't think about, cleaning light fixtures, your chandelier and stuff like that. I love that one. When I'm following that, my house is way cleaner. And it's, they give you a time limit on how long you're supposed to be doing that, and it's great. Another one that I started using for my business is called Habit Bull. And it gives you you can put daily tasks in, or how often you want to complete it, and you can just check it off. I use that one strictly for my business because it keeps it separate from my family apps. And then the other 2 is, there's one called Mint, and it is for finances. If you are struggling with finances, or if that's a stressor in your life and you want to work on your bills and things like that, try Mint. It seems to be a fantastic app and has really great reviews. And the other one is Spring Pad, and that has to do with meal planning. It appears that you can take your Pinterest recipes that, you have this elaborate Pinterest meal planning that you're going to do, and then you never do it. This app allows you to put those in there so that you can go back to them or refer to them as you're cooking. So those are the ones that I recommend. The 3 I have tried, the Mint and Spring Pad, I have not, but if you do, give me a review and let me know how you like them. I'm going to look into them very shortly. So I hope that these first 2 tips help you. Don't forget to come back for part 2 of the series with more tips to help you guys manage your time better. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you later. Bye.